Welcome to a short presentation about the future of Plainfield High School and career academies. We want to give you some information. This is a working presentation as we try to kind of figure out what academies and career academies specifically look like at Plainfield. When I think about academies, and they mean that word academy can really have lots of different connotations for people. We're not going to necessarily build an academy model that looks like anybody else. We are going to build an academy model that makes the most sense for our students, and we want to give them great experiences and prepare them for life after high school, which is what we're doing anyways in most of our classes. We're just trying to give it a way to have it a little more organization, as well as some really meaningful products as students get to their junior and senior year. So that's really the purpose behind, and we'll kind of get into a few more details, but a lot of the details are left to be worked out as we move forward. We talked about our mission statement here at Plainfield High School back when we began talking about the 4 C's and design thinking. But again, our mission statement, it really revolves around preparing students for future roles and encouraging to develop potential, through everything, through curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular. And that's what we're trying to do with career academies. We're trying to create something that is meaningful and organized for students as they prepare for life after high school. The why, kind of talked about this a little bit, clear connections with career and real life applications, helping students understand how the content they're doing fits with what they want to do after high school, but also what things are available outside of high school that connects with maybe a course or a path that they're on that they really enjoy. So if they're really into this set of classes, what careers go with that, and exposure to those early on in high school during their freshman, sophomore years, and then getting more out of the building opportunities their junior and senior year. We also see this as a way to create better and clearer partnerships. When we wanted to really look at the 4 C's in design thinking and really making classroom engagement more meaningful for kids, what better way than to partner with projects, with problems outside of the classroom, outside in the community, and the industry and those community partners will help bring those to us. And so we want to be able to expand that learning. We also want to give our kids an advantage, to be able to tell a college or a university not only that they were in the engineering, the STEM academy, and they did engineering while they were at Plainfield, for example, but what was the experience like? What did they do? What kind of things were they exposed to while they're in high school that puts them really above the rest of the area in terms of what we're doing? And basically, that's just by organizing some really meaningful activities for them. What's going to be the components of an academy? What we have kind of worked up as a kind of a starting place is, every academy is going to kind of have a vision. What are they trying to create with their academy? What are the core classes? What are the academic classes that'll go with the academy? Are there some requirements? Are students choosing from a list? Are there more pathways that they have to take to complete these academies? There may be multiple. There may be some choices. Then there's going to definitely be an in-depth experience. Almost a capstone type project, work-based learning, career exploration, maybe an AP seminar, AP research class. We've begun researching that. Things that are maybe there's another in-depth experience that's more specific to the academy, or another avenue for that design thinking process to be implemented. But that idea of really digging into this content that they're interested in, either in a class, but we're also thinking that some of this in-depth may be available outside of classes for a student who maybe their schedule is so busy they don't have room for 2 periods to do an internship or a work-based learning, or they just can't make it fit in their schedule. So maybe some flexibility that maybe it happens in the summer before their senior year, or they do some kind of experience over Christmas break or over fall break that allows them to meet this requirement. So we're looking for flexibility as well as depth. You know, we see lots of connections to STEM and design thinking, so we're going to continue to do that. That'll be part of this creation of an academy. You know, a group of teachers that kind of are the guides, the leads in each academy. The people that are passionate about these academies will help to foster them. Some of those will be, and it could be cross. I anticipate it being cross-curricular, that there'll be different people from different areas of the building working in academies. I love the idea of being able to get teachers to make connections. I know some classrooms are already doing that. This is going to foster more of that. Obviously, going to have community partners, and then there may be some unique feature of the academy. Maybe there's some co-curricular courses that they have to take. Maybe there's some extracurricular involvement. Maybe there's summer or break opportunities. Maybe there's field trips, things like that. So we started a list of potential academies, and really we could do this two different ways. We could have really broad academies, or we could have very specific academies and have a bunch of them. And we really have thought more the broad academy with kind of pathways and portions, sub academies, if you will, underneath each one. And so that's kind of the direction we think will make the most sense. It'll need the least amount of organization to get that done. We'll have fewer big academies. I think will be easier for us to manage. And this is a starting point. And one of the things at the end of this video is we're gonna ask you to kind of do an exit ticket and what other academies, what are we missing? And so we're gonna look for that as well. So first up is the STEM Academy, engineering, biomed, and healthcare, and computers and IT. Those are really easy ones that are already built out here at Plainfield in terms of courses, and then now we're just going to put it under one group and then really build out kind of experiences at the end of that. Business, finance, and entrepreneurship academy, you know, marketing, accounting. Obviously, there could be some other threads that come out of this one, but those are the two that are the most prominent already here at Plainfield. Some kind of community involvement and advancement academy. We're trying to come up with the title for that one that really captured these areas. These are the ones that we came up with. You know, encompassing, the fine arts, international studies, world language, as well as education. And we want to foster those students who want to join and have the same vocation that we do and understand the importance of education and want to be teachers and counselors and administrators and school personnel. And so we want to foster that as well. So that's part of this one. Workforce Ready Academy. With the CTE and Area 31 classes, there's probably some more components there for even the kids who don't head off to Area 31 to be part of that academy. We thought about some kind of general one that for a kid who's just doing a lot of AP and dual credit classes. I don't know if we think that one's necessary anymore. I put that here, obviously struck through. Maybe there's a better way to package that one more than like general studies, but thought maybe that was a possibility. And there's got to be one or two here that we're missing, whether they're sub-strands that need to be built out. I see a couple. I don't know. I want to see where everybody else kind of falls there, or maybe there's one more big academy that maybe we're missing. Our timeline, in March, we shared this with the building leadership meeting. Obviously now we're sharing this video out with our meeting of the minds, and we're going to start beginning to find the faculty members who want to be involved. That's going to be part of that exit ticket. Who wants to get involved with this right now? It's going to be shared with the board, with the school board at the April board meeting. In April and May, we're going to begin creating these academies, having some initial planning. We're going to do some academy PD during the summer in June, where we'll have some paid PD, where teachers that are going to be building out these academies, kind of coming up with those components that we talked about on some previous slides, and basically having a Google Doc template of what this looks like as we kind of build them out. Obviously, making those community connections will be important. In August, we'll begin sharing about these with parents and students at our freshman orientation and parent night. In August and September, we're going to basically try to come up with a Google site like we used for pre-enrollment this year, kind of a Google site for each academy that shares information about it. And then look to roll out our academies to all of our students and parents in October, and share with freshmen in English classes, as well as doing some video podcasts, something like this that we'll share out with classes of 2023 and 24. So we start to give them more information. And then really going to sell it at the priority scheduling night in December. Students will begin current freshman, or not current freshman, class of 2023 who will be our freshmen next year. They're going to apply in January, and then we'll begin academies in March of 2020. Students acceptance, as well as probably some kind of signing day, we'll make a big deal about those students who select to go into academies. There'll be some flexibility. There's going to be the ability to make some changes, but we want to have a starting point. We want to get kids eager to get into those academies and get going. So that's kind of our rough outline, rough ideas. Again, we're not going to steal some other school's model of academies, because those schools are using their academies because they're having problems with attendance, or they're having problems with graduation rate. We don't have that. What we see is career academies as a way to organize and help students have a thoughtful path through Plainfield, help give them some special opportunities, as well as some meaningful capstone projects at the end that are really going to make their time here at Plainfield that much more impressive as they look for life after high school and be able to talk about their experience in the academy in a really meaningful way. So like I said, there's going to be an exit ticket that will be shared with you, and you want to take some time to do that. And if you have specific questions, please see Mr. Schwannekamp or Mr. Seifert, and we can have some more questions about that. Thank you.